Hey, I'm Tristan. You're watching Precision Rifle Reviews. I love having you guys along, and today I have got an item which I've been waiting for quite some time. This view and everything that you're seeing here may look quite similar to such videos as the Accu-tac FC-10 bipod review, and it looks very much like I've got a second unit on there, of which I do. Accu-tac have released their Gen 2 to the FC-10 bipod, which is this one here, which we previously reviewed, so you can go back and watch that video on the FC-10. This is a brilliant bipod, it's one of my favorites. It was lacking in a few areas, and they have rectified that with the new one. One of those areas that was lacking is that if my hand is the rifle, this bipod has no provision for cant. It does have pan, so you can move from left to right and you can pan from left to right, but no cant. Now, being an F-class FC bipod, that wasn't a huge issue because a lot of the F-class guys are sitting on a bench, so they didn't need it to cant, but I think there was a need for it. They have listened to the market and come up with something quite new. So let's just put this one here because I might sort of reference this one as we get throughout the review because they are, even though it's a Gen 2, they are sort of marginally different with their leg sizings and so forth. With the new FC2, which is that we've got it on here at the moment, typical to Accu-tac, they come very well packaged. Let me just open this up really quick before I get rid of the box, in really nice sort of memory foam, space foam sort of box, so you know your items have been well looked after in transit, and that's just a box for the kids to play with. Okay, so getting straight to the new bipod. The fantastic feature that I just mentioned that this new bipod has, it has the ability to now cant. So as you can see, I can move the rifle from left to right. It is very quick via the little thumb wheel at the back here, little cantilever that I can move it around. And one of the things that I like is if the cantilever is in a position that you don't like, if I bring the bipod, I'll actually just see if I can bring the bipod, I'll bring the camera around the back side here, that if the lever is in a position that you don't like or you need more leverage, you can actually just pull the lever out, bring it over here and reset it, and now you can give it a little bit more torque. That way you can, for one, get it out of the way, but two, get it into a position which is going to best suit you. That is the same for the top and the bottom. So you can, as you can see, I've locked that out there. I'm not going to move from left to right, and then I can move it, bring it down, and it snaps back into position. One of the fantastic features is I just loosen everything so I can get it back around. One of the features which is fantastic on the FC bipod Gen 1 and Gen 2, if I just leave that over, you've got a Picatinny rail attachment there, so you can quite clearly see that it just rolls off in 2 seconds flat via the Picatinny rail. Now once it's on there, what you can do via the little lever here is push that in, turn the little lever, and that will make a provision for you to have the exact tightness that you desire. Not only does it have one, it has two little integrated recoil lugs, which will go into the Picatinny rail for recoil mitigation, which is a fantastic thing. Comparing the Gen 1 to the original, you can see that the original is, let's just be frank, it's quite a lot more beefier. It's got thicker legs, it has a higher stance, and to be perfectly honest, talking about sort of the stability of them, I guess if you wanted to call it that, if you were to see these legs as a triangle and you were to continue these triangles up, the original one is going to put your barrel at a lower sort of center of gravity than the newer one. But in saying that, I would trade it all off. I do prefer the newer bipod for sure. One, it's a little bit lighter. You have all the same features, and let's just get to that. So for the leg position, you can pull the legs all the way out, just like that. They're very quick to come back in. So if you needed that little bit of sort of extra support, that you were on a bit of a hill or something like that, you can extend one side. If you needed a lot of height because you needed to get up high for whatever reason, you can do it like that, and you are up very, very high. I've got all the specs that I will run to. And you've also got the integrated locking system. So if I get the camera to see there, the actual the structure of the leg itself into this cog system is its locking system. To move it, you just pull the whole leg outwards like that, and it will go in. So similar to a lot of these bipods, your position offerings are straightforward, 90-degree forwards, straight down, 45 degrees backwards, and then you can go straight backwards as well. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, and that's something very common that we're seeing with the majority of modern day bipods. And again, just to pull that back, pull the whole thing down, and then it's back into position. As far as going back onto the rifle, it is very, very quick. I'll just pull those legs in, the feet screw off. Now you can do these feet up very, very tight, so when you're on a position, it won't move on you. Just pick up the rifle, of course, put that into position. There we go, and it clicks straight on. Now, one of the other fantastic features is, as you just saw, I am able to click the bipod via the quick release onto the rail without, like on the original one, engaging on the legs. Because the legs on the new one are different, these legs no longer foul on the body. So on the old one, you used to have to turn the bipod all the way that way to be able to do this. Not so on the new one, it's something that they've fixed. A lot of the other features are the same. Now, let's just get to some of the particulars of it for the people that are interested. If you were looking to purchase one and you were looking for a part number, this is the FC-G200. The minimum height, which would be legs in a 45-degree angle, as you can see there. So that's very low to the ground now. It's actually just 5.25 inches or 133 centimeters, and that's with the legs at the 45-degree angle. The maximum height, obviously legs at the 90 degrees straight down, is 8.25 inches or 209 millimeters. And just very briefly, let's see what that looks like. So very quickly, you can go from very, very low to actually very, very high, and you've just got so much room to go in between, obviously. The maximum stand is 16.5 inches. That's the stance from side to side. The minimum stance is 12.25 inches. The material, the whole unit is machined from 61 T6 alloy or aluminium, depending on what country you come from. The weight, it's pretty good. It's just 28.2 ounces or 799 grams. Coating type 3 mil-spec hard anodized, and the color is flat black. Basically, that's an overview of the Generation 2 F-Class bipod from Accu-tac. I'm going to hyperlink Accu-tac's information below, and from their site you can then find your local dealer, distributor for where you got them. I got this one directly from Accu-tac, so I'd like to thank you for them for the opportunity to actually send this out to me directly in Australia. I just purchased it straight from them. It really is a very, very good bipod, and similar to what I've said last time with this bipod, and I've been using this one quite a bit now, I've never felt this rifle be so comfortable as when I'm on this rifle, legs in that 45-degree front position, that I tighten that up and I can just put a little bit of load into the rifle by pushing forward. It is just absolutely so stable. The new one is slightly less stance and slightly narrower than the old one in the legs and so forth, but that hasn't made a difference. It's just as stable. The old one was let's just call it over-engineered. This one is just as stable. It's a little bit lighter, and thank goodness it's got cant, because it's something that we definitely use in a tactical shooting application. My name's Tristan. If you find the videos that we make helpful, feel free to like it, subscribe, share it around. It sure helps us out. We don't send you anything, but as we make red hot videos like this one, you'll get early notification, and I'll see you there on the next video.